So you can see we've got multiple teeth that are missing or diseased. We've got a canine tooth here that has a mobility that you're not supposed to have in a canine tooth. We also have very deep pockets around there. Anything over a 2 millimeter pocket in a dog's mouth is abnormal. So you can actually see I can drop that probe all the way up to 6 millimeters around.
And a pocket just means what you can go into?
Bingo. Can you also see too, I've got pus coming out of this?
Yes.
This tooth? All right. This tooth is also mobile, also has pus coming out and around it. And this one has, you can see like I actually was able to go into approximately a 6 millimeter pocket on that tooth. Another example of dental disease, we've got a molar in the back here that has some mobility. You can notice that mobility on that tooth.
Yes.
It also has some deep pockets that are around this palatal root. This is a good example of a tooth that has what we call a periapical lucency. You notice this clearing of bone around the root of that particular tooth. This would be normal. This is what we're expecting around some of these other teeth, where you should actually have normal bone that connects down to the periodontal ligament of these teeth. But when we have this periapical lucency, that means that we've actually got bone clearing because of the fact that there's likely bacteria that's starting to cause infection and eating away.
And this tooth on the dog is which tooth?
This is the upper left.
This is that one that we wiggled in the back.
Yep, this upper left first molar,
Perfect.
otherwise known as 209.
Okay, perfect. Thank
So in
you.
a case like this tooth needs to be extracted.
Extracted.
There also, this is a good reason why we do dental x-rays on dogs. There are several teeth that have fractured the crowns off. Can you see the roots that are still retained? You look in this dog's mouth, it looks like there's nothing there. This is the importance of taking dental x-rays, because the only issue that I see is that there's a little bit of an open pocket that's potentially right here that would clue me in to the fact that there are actually retained roots. So I do need to go in and find and extract those retained roots. Okay, so this is a 3-rooted tooth, and I've gone through and created a little bit of a flap, a gingival flap. So when I have to go in, I will actually section this tooth into 3 sections to create individual roots. You can actually extract each root individually and not leave any part and piece of a root behind. This mouth is so tiny. This tooth is so diseased that the roots are basically just falling right out of it. See that? Can you see the amount of calculus? It's all the way down to the root of that tooth. That should not be that way, ever. There's so much bone loss and so much bacteria that built up on the surface of that tooth.
And this will come out in 3, you said?
3 pieces. Be very careful back here, because you got to think of the structure that is right above where this tooth is. The eyeball. If you accidentally penetrate too deeply as you're trying to extract this tooth, you have the risk of puncturing the eyeball. So try to go in and I try to loosen lightly around the edge of each side of the root. Try to break down that periodontal ligament. Stretch and tear that ligament to the point where it releases the root. And my goal is not to break it, because then you have to go find that retained broken piece that you've left behind. Put some outward pressure on it and then twist a little bit. It comes out in one nice solid section. 1 root left. time getting in here. That's the last root. We also take x-rays after the fact to make sure that we've gotten the entire tooth out and we have not left any parts or pieces of roots behind. So this is the location in which that tooth was extracted from.
Awesome.
And printing a bunch of
This is an x-ray revealing that that 209, or that first molar that we extracted, is actually completely extracted. There's no signs of any retained roots that are still present within this view.
little like